All right, what's up out there, horror fan, man? So tonight, we have an extra special show because TalkHorror Live gets its very first celebrity guest. Yeah, I know, right? I'm excited too, but there's just one damn problem, man. This person is out of control. Like, totally out of control because they don't use the front door. They always show up when they just randomly want to. Like, you just can't count on this person, man. It's almost like they're a clown or something. But wait a second, I hear something. Hold on. Wait, what's going on? Are you connected? Dude. Whoa, what? Oh my God! We have the Crow here on TalkHorror Live, baby. Oh my goodness.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, man? Hey, been waiting on you, dude.
Well, I had to die and come back after watching those sequels, so here you go.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. So tonight, with your blessing, we're going to discuss the franchise that you made famous. We are going to discuss not only the comic books, but we're going to discuss the movie. We're going to discuss the mythology, and we're going to discuss those sexy fishnets you've got on over there, man.
Now, this is all real.
Yeah, damn. Oh, man. So what comments we got for the Crow so far? I want to hear you guys and gals sounding off. I'm telling you, man, going to be a lot of interaction tonight with this hotness in here. My goodness. But man, so recently, and this is like kind of like a crying shame, I read the comic book for the very first time. And wow.
Yeah. James O'Barr. Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing, dude. And it's crazy because if you watch the Crow Blu-ray, it has a special feature that gives you like a behind the scenes kind of interview with him or something like that.
Yeah, let's get started with it. Hey, one of the reasons why I'm here is to try and cheer you up in this wonderful story of the Crow. But James O'Barr was an orphan. He's always felt very alone. And then one day he met the love of his life. He was 21. She was 17. Hit by a car, killed. And one of the things he said, it was like having like this beautiful flower given to him and then taken away with no explanation with it. He didn't know what to think about it. He did drugs, tried to do everything possible, and then he threw himself into the Crow.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy story because, like you said, an orphan. So not only does that suck ass,
yeah,
but it sounds like growing up, despite that, wasn't easy for him because I remember he even mentioned that like he got failed in his art class.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he refused to. He refused to draw what his teacher wanted him to draw. It's one of those situations where it's like, dude, I was doing that when I was 12, and he wasn't gonna kowtow to that, and he had his standards, and he wasn't gonna give in. The cool thing, when you parallel the comic with the movie, is the comic was a late '80s release, so it has a lot of '80s feel to it. Beautiful comic, and it's almost dreamlike. When he wrote the comic, he said he had to write it in spurts because it would drag him down into such a depression that he could only write a few pages at a time. That's why some chapters are shorter than others. It's like he'd burst it out and then stop, and then burst it out and stop. But
man, no wonder, dude. Yeah. The comic's really freaking dark, but it, like you said, man, falling in love, it sounds like he was in a really dark place. The world was not kind to him, to say the least. And then he gets like this little slice of heaven, and then it's just taken away from him. Wasn't it a drunk driver or something like that? Yeah, drunk driver.
Drunk driver hit her. He based the story off of that, but also a couple that were killed over a $30 engagement ring. Just searching for some sort of control. I mean, I look at it as like when the movie came out, I was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any 17-year-old who has it totally figured out. I didn't, but it is trying to get some sort of like hope or control over a world that's totally out of your control. You start figuring out that, oh my gosh, I got to become an adult. It's like, this is awful. Yeah. I got bills to pay. And there's a good thing in one of the reprints of the Crow comic is imagine, losing something that you most value, whether that be someone you love, a child, and it's simply taken from you, what you'd be willing to do to get that back. And that's what the Crow's about. It's about, remembering or thinking about the things that you have, because you could lose them. And in fact, that's what the inscription says. It says, someday you're going to lose everything.
Yeah, man. And you were bringing up the style a little bit of the comic book there, man, and like the inspiration for it and stuff. And it is the Crow comic does have like a different style to it than the movies. Like it almost has like a anime kind of vibe or something like that, like the way the characters are drawn and everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's all black and white. So
Mm-hmm.
he did the sketching, he did the writing for it. It's his project. But it's also very dreamlike. The scenes flow from one vengeance that he has against one guy back to his fiance, and then back again to avenging it. And in fact, it doesn't even like if you watch the movie, they kind of go through the beats of like a normal movie with the vengeance against the four guys that did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh my gosh, you find out there's another guy. That's not how the comic flows at all. It's because the Crow lives in two different worlds. He lives in the land of the living, because he's come back, but he's also still in the past and dead. He's still thinking about that time where he had everything and then it was taken from him.
Yeah.
And that's what fuels him. And that's eventually, why he ends up going away, is because once he's done, he's done.
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool, dude. There's some differences there, for sure. Like one I really liked, this didn't translate on the film. I guess they just didn't include it really, whatever. But it's like the Crow, like the actual Crow that's following him around or guiding him or whatever you want to call it, man, actually like speaks with him.
Yeah.
It's telling him like, don't look at this. Like, don't look at these memories. This hurts you.
Yeah. It's because it's too emotional for him. It's like as he gets stuck, like you see it more sometimes in the movies when he touches a person who is involved in his fiance's death, is he sees what they saw during that time when she died, and it overwhelms him.
Crazy, man. Yeah, so the comics, it was it's not too far away from the movie, but there is some differences. Like, Top Dollar is not your main baddie.
Yep.
In the comics. That belongs to T-Bird. And dude, Fun Boy, who doesn't last very long in the movie, man. Fun Boy is freaking wild in the comics, man. He is fucking out there.
Yep. He's the morphine addict in the comic, and he's like actually drawing them all together for the Crow. He's actually working with them.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But he is irredeemable. Like he's bad, and he knows he's bad, and he's like the craziest one of them all, dude. I mean, like the stuff he does to Shelley.
Yeah.
Oof, man, the comics are definitely more brutal. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he in fact I think gets the lesser death out of all of them is because of his morphine addiction and connecting the Crow with T-Bird he's like, I'm gonna let you die with your morphine, you know?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's just dude. The comics are definitely a wild ride. A short read though. Like you probably wipe them out in a couple hours, I would say.
Yeah, I sat down and finished them all again, reread it. It's great. But it is, like I said, it's very dreamlike. It's very, very much, I think he'd have to look at it again, but it's just, he's very focused on the physique of the individuals. He was very proud of the way he would draw people. He said he always had problems with hands with that, but yeah.
Yeah, he said that he would sit there, like if he had a problem area. I do remember this because it's wild, man, just how much of a perfectionist he is. He said, like, if he had a problem with hands, or, and most people have problems with faces and stuff like that, so he would sit down and just draw them in, like, from every angle and position and everything until he had the confidence that he could draw a hand in any way, in any situation, and it would look... It would be passable.
Yep, exactly, and that's the way he did things. I mean, he was very, very focused with that because of how much it meant to him. I mean, it was his way of releasing all of this anger and all of this, lack of understanding of why was this taken from me? It's just, and luckily he was able to harness that in something that was not just for him, but it's for anybody else who's ever lost anything. It's like that dark place where, few people are able to express it. Starting to touch just into the movie. They chose to go with Eric Draven as a musician rather than a mechanic. They did the mechanic thing in the second movie, but as artists, and I think that's one of the reasons why we like artists so much is because they go to these extremes of extreme highs, extreme lows that people guard against it every day. It's like, I can't get that high. I can't get that low because if I do, it might in fact, impact other people around me. But I think that's why they pushed it. And that's why he pushed it in his comic. It's like, I need to go to these dark places because there's people out there who don't know how to express it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's definitely, you can tell it was a passion project. Like, this is something that had some heart behind it. And that leads me into the first film because, man, it just translated so well to film and the way they did it was masterful. Like, you could tell that there was passion behind the first film. I mean, because it didn't take anything away from the comics. Like, there's differences between the two. But it didn't take anything away, man. It actually added something to them, in my opinion, man, because that soundtrack...
Yeah.
And, the aesthetic and stuff like that was amazing.
Yeah, Burn by The Cure, man. That was the song.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, I see you, Trav. Can't rain all the time.
Yeah, man. That leads me to another thing, man. Looking at these comments, I'd like to thank everybody for coming into the stream here and swinging us some comments, dude. But this movie is so damn quotable. We've got Fire It Up and, smokes and road beers. I'm always saying that, Trav. Like, every time I stop at a gas station, I'm going in for smokes and road beers, making it quick, baby. But, and that's something, that's something that I definitely want to ask everyone viewing tonight. Who do you think was the worst villain, like the baddest bad guy? Because I've heard so many different things, and I want to see what the general consensus is here, because in the comics, it's very clear to me, like, Fun Boy is holy shit. But, Dragon Blues here says, Fun Boy from the movie is the one that creeped her out the most. So, yeah, I want to see
that. I see the comment about onions. They do.
Yeah, onions make you fart big time. Hell yeah, Fly Tractor. Glad to see you back in here, man. Yeah, dude. So the movie, like,
Yeah.
how did you think it
94.
translated, dude? Yeah.
Oh, considering, like I said, I was 17 when it came out, so I saw it 7 times in the theater. I mean, it was,
God.
yeah, it's one of my top 5.
Does that hold the record for you for like most theatrical viewings?
I think it's right up there with The Matrix. Yeah, it's just about the same.
Damn.
It's just because I didn't know this at the time, but the director was before that was like a music video director. He went on to do Dark City and other movies where they tried to recapture that same magic that they did with The Crow. I don't feel like they did, but if he had been given control over Crow 2, it's like what would we have seen? I mean, they originally wanted to do the whole movie in black and white. Yeah. And we're not even we're 17 minutes in and we haven't even talked about Brandon Lee yet. Oh, there we go. But it's one of those things, like for me personally, it was just a very much it was such an escape of you have the Crow, it's a superhero, and that as an adult you look back on it and think about the Crow, the Punisher, all of these superheroes who extract vengeance upon people without having to respond to the legal authority. As an adult you look at it and you go, well, that's an immature superhero. He can't let go of the past. And you know what, to be honest, getting older and thinking about legacy and thinking about the things that are going to happen beyond adulthood, and when you get closer to old age, you think about the passion that you have for the people around you. Sometimes it doesn't have to be about what's right and wrong. Sometimes it is really going back to that place of adolescence of, it's really about how you intensely feel. I mean, what's most important in your life? What are you willing to do to do for the people you love? Would you come all the way back?
Yeah. And handle business.
Man. It's just the way it is, man. It's a tough racket, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, you know better than anyone. But I mean, being the Crow, of course, but
come back so many times.
I know, man. Shit. But dude, to comment on the music video director thing, man, it's like, I've seen people shit all over music video directors and all, man, this is gonna be a trap and all this, man, and it's like, man, I like to see what they can do. Because they're going to bring a totally unique perspective, dude. And I think that's one reason why Mary Lambert, who did Pet Sematary, music video director, man, and she gave Pet Sematary a totally unique feel, man. Like, that movie feels like dread.
Yeah.
Even in the happier moments, dude. And then, you have Marcus Nispel, who was a music video director. Now he's done the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Man, I mean...
Well, when you start getting into that, I mean, think about like music, and we get back into the extremes. It's just like, you get away from the formula. I've got to go from this beat to that beat to this beat, and you get more into the passion and to the moment of a particular scene. Like certain scenes, I'm sure for the people who are watching right now, is certain scenes grab them more than others, but that's what you get with like a music video, is like there's certain songs that really attach you to a particular moment. Like you could remember, the song the song you got to, and that attaches you to that moment, or like, a drink. I mean, it's a very focal moment. And that's kind of like where you mentioned those type of directors, when you're dealing with a lot of emotion, if you have that focus point, that music, that moment, people can latch onto that. Because, there's a scene in we were talking about Fun Boy. He's with Darla, and Darla is Sarah's mother. She's the girl in there. She's the latchkey kid of the 90s in there.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Crow shows up and gets Darla and grabs her while she's, in a morphine, high. Mm-hmm. And he says to her, he says, "Mother is the name of God on the lips and hearts of all children." And then, holds her, and the morphine drips out of her. I mean, it's so important to realize, if you're a woman watching this, and in fact, we'll get into this when we talk about the sequels, of like how important a mother is to their child. And it's, sometimes it's forgotten. And that's a particular moment in the movie, and it has nothing to do really with the rest of the movie. That whole scene with Darla, though it's in there, and it's special, it could be totally overlooked by someone who's like, yeah, I didn't like my mom. It's just something like that.
Yeah, man. So we have, let's see here. Most Hated says, the comics were cooler. And then,
for sure.
The Fly Attractor says, comics always have way more detail and stuff to them over a 90-minute movie. I can see that argument, but like I said, man, I think the movie didn't take anything away. I think it really added something to that story, man, because let me tell you, number one, you get music. Like you were just talking about, dude, the music in that movie, like that has one of the best damn soundtracks. And Eric Draven is also a musician, which is really cool. I mean, let's not forget his rooftop solo, which I learned on guitar. Like that's a badass riff, man. But
yeah, I didn't bring my guitar, man. I ain't playing.
Oh, damn it. But man, like I feel like the characters stand out better in, not only the characters stand out better in the movie than they do in the comic, I think. I think they're a little more memorable. They each had more personality, we'll say.
Well, think about it this way. It's like with the comic, like I said, it's very dreamlike. It kind of just, it feels jumbled, and it's probably, because he's putting his feelings onto pen and paper and to art. It's very much just an expression or burst in that moment, whereas a movie is trying to attract an audience and tell a story. And I think that's the difference. I mean, the comic is beautiful. I've got it sitting next to me. I mean, it's one of those comics where, you sometimes feel like life moves in a dream. It's just particular moments mean more than others, and you kind of shift back and forth between, what you care about the most and what you're hoping for. Yeah. But then it's like when you're trying to tell somebody a story, you go beginning, middle, end. And that's what the Crow movie does. Is it gives you the beginning, the what happened to this couple the night before their wedding, which was going to be Halloween.
Yeah.
And then it gives you the middle, the vengeance, and then the ending, the climax. I mean, the comic doesn't. It does have a climax at the end with T-Bird, but it's not like the movie.
Yeah, I don't want it to sound like I'm trashing on the comic or anything, because I love it, and I'm thankful for both. Like, it's really, I mean, they're different. So, I'm thankful for both, man. Like, I felt like the movie, the characters, dude, are one aspect of that movie that I really love, because they each have their own personality, and like there's no wasted characters, dude, at all. Ernie Hudson as the cop is memorable. Sarah is memorable. Fun Boy, Tintin, T-Bird, Skank. Top dollar, man. I mean, hell, you even have Candyman, Tony Todd in there.
Yeah, you had to.
You have his sister cutting out the eyes of women. I mean, holy shit, dude.
She was my father's daughter. Yes, she is my sister. Yeah, I mean, top dollar too, man. I mean, think about his voice, man. He's got a great voice.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Flight Tractor, man. Yeah, the Skull Cowboy, they did cut him out of the movie. They didn't want to be too obvious with telling people what to do for they didn't want to insult the audience. They thought they had conveyed some of the points of the Skull Cowboy that shows up there's some deleted scenes of the Crow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I see you, Michelle.
Yeah, what's up, Michelle? Yeah, Skank dead. Man.
Skank is dead.
Yeah, man. So, and now here is one that I definitely want to talk about, dude. Brandon Lee was fatally shot during the filming of the movie, and by Funboy.
Yep.
The actor who played Funboy, man, who had like a really rough go with it afterwards. Like he just wanted to die.
Yeah, he stopped. Yeah, he stopped acting for about a year.
Yeah,
was I think William Massey. The scene doesn't actually show up in the movie. A lot of people watch the movie and go, oh, is this where he got shot? It's like, no, he got shot when he's walking into the apartment, and originally the shot was Funboy shooting him with a gun. Mm-hmm. And then that's changed to where Tintin throws a knife and hits him.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Most Hated. I want to hear the most memorable line for you. Go with it.
Yeah, let's hear it, man. What is it?
I saw that.
Yeah, but dude, so what do you think? Like, okay, so what do you think the future would have held for Brandon Lee? After the success of The Crow, or do you think The Crow would have even been as successful as it was if he hadn't died?
No, I think The Crow by itself would have stood on it just by his performance. It captured the 90s. I mean, as much as it was an 80s comic, late 80s, came out in 89, it stood on its own. I mean, you have the latchkey kid, Sarah, again, I mentioned that because of she goes home and her mom's not there or her dad's not there because they had to work.
Yeah.
It's the time of, and we're still in it probably, is both parents having to work, and parents being caught up in what they had to deal with. And, it's tough for everybody. I mean, it's a very dark time. In the 90s, then we're going to get into grunge, and the response basically of what the 80s were. It's like, what's you think about Nirvana and you think about what's left for me. What do I have left to say? Mm-hmm. Yeah, all these different generations, but I think the Crow movie would have stood on its own. I mean, Brandon Lee was 28 when he died. I think it would have just been a springboard. I mean, they were already talking sequel during the making of it. Of how to bring him back and with him, a very charismatic guy. I mean, very handsome guy. Yeah, I don't think it would have been the end for him. I think that would have been the springboard for him, and that's what makes it so sad too. I mean, you have conspiracy theorists looking at Brandon Lee and going, well, his dad died.
The Brandon Lee, the curse.
The curse of the dragon. Yeah, I mean, you have a situation where his dad died under unusual circumstances, but really it was due to a brain aneurysm and what a lady gave to him to help treat the pain he was in. It's unless you want to go there, like they were pissed off that he was sharing kung fu secrets, and that his son suffered the same thing. I mean, there's even some conspiracies too that Brandon Lee was foretold in the last movie of Game of Death during a scene where someone in the audience shoots Bruce Lee, and it's actually a real bullet. It's just wow,
God,
just terrible.
Yeah.
So, oh, hey, look, we already finally got a comment about how hot he was. Yeah, he was super hot. I'm still sucking in to try and bring back Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Since he ain't here, I'm gonna suck in as hard as I can for you guys and get my chest out.
Yeah, there you go, baby. Hell yeah, some eye candy, man.
Yeah.
So I could see the argument going either way because the most recent one would have to be I mean, to that extent, it might be comparable, was when Heath Ledger died.
Yeah.
Before The Dark Knight was released. And I do know, now that movie was going to be successful no matter what.
Oh, for sure.
You can put a Batman mask on a pile of shit, and that movie's going to do numbers.
Hey, I was going to do that next week, man.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It's just my next special guest is a pile of shit with a Batman mask on it.
Yeah.
Fucking 3,000 active viewers in here, but... But man, now that movie was going to do numbers no matter what. But I don't think it would have been as big if Heath Ledger hadn't died. Because I do remember there was a viral campaign to go on websites and just promote the shit out of it for Heath Ledger's memory. I remember, let's make it the #1 movie on IMDb for Heath. And it did. It dethroned The Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. I don't really...
So it's an interesting conversation. What would Brandon Lee have become? But would The Crow have even been as big? I can't answer that as confidently as you. I could see it going either way, but...
Yeah, I don't really know. I would hope that it would be, because I love the movie regardless, but it does. We deal with that in art anywhere, whether it be in music or film. When somebody dies, it almost
passes them into legend.
Yeah, it sanctifies what they've done. It's the conversation of is Nirvana better than Pearl Jam? I grew up, I liked Nirvana, I liked Pearl Jam. I think I liked Pearl Jam better. But then once Kurt died, it was just holy crap. It was just this blessing on an altar. It was just he's dead. That makes his music that much more powerful.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I still like Pearl Jam better. But I still, that there's something when an artist succumbs to that level of darkness, of where it tells people I went so dark for you that I died. Heath Ledger, he was into a ton of drugs. It wasn't just that he died during the filming of it. Brandon Lee died filming The Crow. I've seen interviews with him watching The Crow for the last few weeks, over and over again, and all the sequels, and trying to give you guys a good show. I remember an interview with him smoking. I wish I had a cigarette right now. I just can't do it.
There you go, man.
After.
Dude, you get that black lipstick on the cigarette and everything, man.
Yeah.
Be ultra goth, dude.
Prefer the cigars, but I'll take it. But but you know what it is. It lends itself. Is there some spirituality to that art? Did he die to bring The Crow to light so other people could see it? It's who knows?
Well, man,
it's don't go that dark with it. So.
Well, dude, that's the. It's crazy to look at it in retrospect.
I see you, Christina. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you're cool, man.
We got Scott Weiland and Alice in Chains.
Oh yeah, grunge is badass, man. And I do like Nirvana too. I like them better than Pearl Jam, but it's not the death of anybody didn't affect, because that's before my time, really. So
yeah.
But looking at it in retrospect, dude, it's look at all these women in here, yeah, fuck yeah, Brandon Lee's hot as hell, man. So it's dude, The Crow could have just propelled him into superstardom, man. He could have been, instead of Brad Pitt being all over those magazines and the world's hottest man, and it could have been Brandon Lee, dude. And it could, and I could even picture him. I guess because the way he looked or whatever, dude, I could have pictured him in some of Johnny Depp's roles and stuff. Some of the, still in Johnny Depp's thunder and style there a little bit, man.
No doubt, man. Because if you watch The Crow again, and you look at the spectrum of emotion that he delivers, the sadness, the empathy, the friendship that he has with Sarah, the vengeance. He just had this wide range that I think he only had 2 other movies before that, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And then it's taken away, and we don't know what he could have done. I mean, it's infuriating to think too, because he was also a martial artist. You don't get that fully from the movie because they limit a lot of it, but he was just like his dad.
You go, man.
He had that type of talent.
Dragon Blues right there, dude. He could have been Neo.
Dude.
I mean,
I don't know if he could have pulled off the whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, dude, I could picture it, and it's like, man, like, you know, and it's crazy just to think how much, you know, if he had lived, man, how much that could have changed Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I mean, look at things like just things that happened, man. You know, like when Chris Farley died, and he was going to be the original Shrek.
Yeah,
and it's so
they
fucking
actually recorded his voice too for it.
Yeah, I've heard the because they have like the drawings with his voice under him.
Yeah,
and like the scene, and it's so wild just how different that could have been, man. But yeah, the landscape could have totally changed had he not died. It's sad, heartbreaking, and
hey, wait. We got Missy Joe over here saying his body was a temple. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what the hell does that mean?
His body was a temple.
Yeah,
that he's worshiping at.
Oh my god, dude! I see some role playing in the near future.
Yeah, man. I hear you.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Christina Perez. The soundtrack was freaking badass. Yeah. I'm having words later with Dragon Blues because of my Nirvana comment.
Oh yeah,
over
dude, you're
Pearl.
In trouble.
Nah, it's just it's that thing, man. It's that thing. I was just more of a Nirvana dude, and it's not, like I said, it has nothing to do with him that was before my time. Like, just more listenable to me, oddly enough. But I also love Alice in Chains. You know, I'm not I haven't delved into their discography like I should, but just the little bit I've heard, man, his voice is wicked. Lane Staley's, but yeah, dude. So I think that, the death of Brandon Lee might have played into why maybe some of the critical reception anyway. I'm not, because they weren't good movies either freaking way. But holy shit, The Crow City of Angels. Now, it was shit on for good measure. I mean, it earned that, but,
I think that's the key is I think Brandon Lee's death drew out the sequels. It's like we're gonna get these people who love Brandon Lee, love the first movie, and we're just gonna like suck their souls out. That's why we got sequels.
Well, I think so the sequel doesn't really bring anything new to the table. This one follows like a father and son who are unjustly murdered, and the father comes back to avenge himself and the kid, and like the only returning character we get is Sarah.
Yep, and she's grown, and you wonder why she's moved out of Detroit, which the Crow had cleaned up, and now she's in L.A.
Yeah, why would... So. Yeah, I mean, like kids are trick-or-treating by the end of The Crow because he's... it's like he's cleaned up the streets, man. Yep. Kids can go out and have fun now. And this fucking moron moves to Los Angeles where conveniently a gang led by Iggy Pop.
Oh, wait. So don't rag on Iggy Pop too much because
I'm not going to.
Because James O'Barr actually chose. Yeah. And so for you people who haven't read the comic, check out the comic. The body type for the Crow is off of Iggy Pop. I mean, he basically drew the Crow with the body that he thought of it for Iggy Pop.
And didn't they wanted Iggy Pop in the first one?
They did.
And couldn't get him for some reason. So he did show up in the sequel, and I'm not going to rag on it, because if anything, Iggy is the most memorable thing about the sequel.
Iggy Pop was going to be Fun Boy. Nice.
Hell yeah. So... man, like, so the sequel, like I said, it just brings nothing new to the table. All the things that made like the original special are gone. Like the soundtrack sucks ass.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, and we're gonna rely on the audience here too, because if you're here, you love The Crow. So the sequel, they claimed they were trying to avoid the Brandon Lee thing from the first movie of trying to be too much like a regurgitation of the first movie, and yet Vincent Perez loved him. I thought he did a great job. I thought that he was great in Queen of the Damned. I think the biggest issue that they had was it's like, look at his hairstyle. They make the mechanic come back. It's like he's a mechanic just like in the comic. They actually have some lines from the comic that are not in the original movie. And with the second movie, there's some easy fixes that they could have done. They even tried to recreate it by bringing in another music director, music video director. But oh man, it just you watch it and they're feeding off of the first movie, and that's so sad because I see there's quite a bit of women on the chat. I mean, think about it this way: you switch out Vincent Perez for a woman, and then we'll talk about the Celtic goddess. Is think about what you would do if your son or your daughter was taken from you. And by people who are so vile and so perturbed that they would steal your true joy in your life, that they would take the one thing that you truly loved above all things, above the man who made the child. I mean, anybody else around you, sister, mother, daughter, your true child, if that was taken from you, what would you do? And I think if they had done what the director of the first movie wanted to do was to make the Crow a girl. It's like, go that route with it. So much more powerful.
Well,
I mean, I just like, think about it. It's like, man, I don't want to stand in front of a woman and her child, man. She'll kill everybody around her.
and don't worry, Christina Perez. We're going to talk about the alleged Bill Skarsgard remake by the end of this. But yeah, man, when I recently rewatched City of Angels, and that's what I was telling my lady. I was like, dude, they should have made Sarah the Crow, or a female Crow, man, because I think part of the problem with City of Angels is that they didn't. And like I've read up on it now, so I know what happened, but they needed to distance themselves from Brandon Lee because I think it confused a lot of people. Like they didn't know that this was supposed to be a new story with a new dude, a new fan, whatever. Yeah. And people were like offended by that shit. They were like, this isn't Brandon Lee, you son of a bitch. Like, it's kind of like in wrestling when they pull out like the fake Diesel. Yeah. Or the fake Razor Ramon, like.
We did have the fake Undertaker for a while, too.
Yeah, the fake Undertaker, man. Like, so I think that offended the hell out of people. And, man, they and not only that, but like, well, okay, so I did read up that, yes, the director, whatever, originally wanted to, like, no, we're making a different movie. And then it was like the Weinsteins or Miramax, whatever, stepped in and was like, no, motherfuckers, you're going to edit this to where it looks just like the first movie as much as we can. And we're going to make some damn bank off of this.
I mean, it's... Sadly, the two videos we've done together, they've both been Weinstein projects. And in fact, it's like we went from Scream to this with The Crow, and it's really because the properties are available now because, he's no longer in the picture. But Dimension Films just love to do that. They take a great idea. Oh, shoot, this goes back to the conversation in the first movie that Top Dollar makes. It's like... the idea has become the institution. It's this boring like thing that they've just sucked everything out of.
Yeah.
And that's what The Crow 2, 3, and 4 are about. I saw somebody's comment earlier about the TV show. The TV show was probably better than any of the sequels. It got canceled on a cliffhanger, but it's one of those situations where, I even looked at the way that the film was shot. It looked like a Hellraiser movie. It was crazy. It was unbelievable. It was just like you got this sadomasochistic thing that's going on, and it's almost just thrown in there. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, man. It's freaking wild the route that they went with City of Angels, man. It's none of the characters are memorable. The music sucked ass. Like, I couldn't name a song from that movie right now to save my life.
They do have a Rob Zombie song in there for you.
Oh, yeah, they totally did. But, I mean, yeah, you do get some Rob Zombie goodness in there, man. But, like, dude, and the returning character of Sarah that they shoehorned into this son of a bitch, like, now I get it. Like, the chick that played her has a unique look. Like, she's good she's photogenic.
Beautiful eyes.
Works well with the cameraman. But it's like they became fixated on her eyes. And, like, there's just longing-ass looks into her eyes uninterrupted all over the movie for no reason. So it's like she has no substance now. But also, dude, the fucking way they treated her character at the end of that movie is just outrageous. So Sarah,
What? Go on, man. I got more to say about Sarah, but go ahead.
The little girl from the original, dude, not only does she, like, try to save the day by killing Judah.
Yeah.
Dude, she fucking runs in, like, full on gonna bear hug this son of a bitch while he's holding a knife out. And she just runs head first into it. Like,
yeah, sadly, she did that scene just like I play video games with, like, sticking my face into stuff that's not good. But no, I mean, Sarah's the key to the movie. I mean, Sarah actually is the key to fixing that movie. Sadly, we'll never see it fixed because not enough people give a crap about it. I mean, I don't really give a crap about it.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, there's a couple scenes in the movie that just don't make sense. I mean, there's one scene where the Crow's sitting with her and you almost think that they're going to have sex together. Hey, we can't do this because I'm on a mission. And it's like, okay, you could have fixed this movie with two scenes. One, beginning of the movie, you have Sarah and Vincent Perez have a scene together where he's not dead, where there was some hope of them being together before he got killed. Like even before it's like him and his son are killed, is have them meet. His son and them meet and go. You don't know what happens to the mom. You don't know where the original mom is, but maybe there's some hope from him with her. And then at the end of the movie, when he finishes his task, Sarah's not there, even though she died for him. Everything else, he gets his son, but Sarah's nowhere to be seen.
This just motherfucker makes it to the afterlife, and Sarah just died 3 minutes ago saving his ass, and she's just gone.
Man.
She went to the fucking netherworld, I guess. Sarah got doubly screwed, man. But yeah, think about that. Like, it doesn't, just off the top of my head while you were saying that, I was like, they could have had a thing where, like, they're taking a break from working on the motorcycle. They go to get hot dogs. And, like, you just hear a girl say, "No onions." And then she turns around. And then it's like, oh, shit. That's Sarah, man, from the original. And then, I
mean, sadly, with a lot of movies, there's a few scenes where you add into a movie where it's like it doesn't feel like it's complete, or it would have been good if X. The scenes that you could add were like 30 seconds, 60 seconds.
Man, just would have given it some damn substance at least, man. I mean, and then the bad guys.
I see that comment. Why can't you be in the remake?
Yeah. Christina Perez is all over it, dude. She's fucking taking a screenshot of this right now and printing out a picture of you and hanging over her bed, I'm telling you.
This was actually my audition.
We're gonna screen cap this shit and send it to Miramax.
Yeah, there you go.
Or whoever the fuck owns it now. Good God only knows, but probably Blumhouse by now, but
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, they could have fixed that movie or at least made it tolerable, but what we got was just god awful, dude. And then so after City of Angels, and I totally see your point here, man, like with the movies feeling like a damn shitty Hellraiser sequel.
Yeah, it's too
like
bad.
You especially get that with The Crow Salvation, which is the third godforsaken movie, which, by the way...
Do we have to talk about 3 or 4? Okay, well, we can touch about it. But
dude, this is your fault. You were in the motherfuckers. I don't want to hear it.
I wasn't in 3. I swear to God. Okay, so for everybody out there, when you watch number 3, did you feel like that the Crow in that movie, that they took like a Michael Myers... like mechanic suit and just zipped him up in it and then used the script from The Fugitive with the guy with one arm, except for the guy with the scars on his arm, and that was the movie. I mean, it was just like, really? You got Fred Ward and Kirsten Dunst, that's all you could do.
Yeah, it was, oh my God, dude. Yeah, so The Crow Salvation, it
was so bad.
Yeah, so it's like this one like breaks the fucking laws of nature, because I had somebody describe this one to me as it is both a better movie and a worse movie than City of Angels, and holy shit, they're right.
Yeah.
Like, how in the fuck is it both better and worse?
What's weird about it is, in watching the second movie, there's no cops.
Yeah.
Then in the third movie, the cops are bad.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I don't know how they do that, but they turned it into a murder mystery.
Yeah. So the third movie is like, it follows this guy who has been wrongly accused of murdering his girlfriend or fiance or whatever the hell whatever. And he comes back to, after being like executed, after getting the electric chair?
Oh yeah, the electric chair.
Yeah,
and in fact, that's how they kill the main bad guy at the end, Fred Ward.
Yeah, and oh my God, don't get me started on Fred Ward. How the hell did they get him in the movie? How did he agree to that shit? And then I don't even know what the fuck they were doing with his character. Like, well, yeah, money, but because what the hell else is Fred Ward doing? But
Remo Williams, The Adventure Continues 2, which we never got to see.
Fucking Sweet Home Alabama 2. I mean, I don't know, but dude, so the third movie, one thing I'll say is that it actually had, the soundtrack was trash once again, but the score, like the actual, I think didn't like Marco Beltrami do and this shit was like too good for the movie it ended up in. That's the only positive I can say about The Crow Salvation, man. But once again, you will not remember any of the bad guys in the son of a bitch. Like, none of them are memorable. And the main bad guy we get is Fred Ward. And dude, they're showing us throughout the movie, like, they make it a mystery as to who this son of a bitch is, because you see somebody putting like bolts or screws or something into their forearm.
Yep.
And they have like a sex torture dungeon kind of place laid out, and it's like, oh man, what the hell's this bad guy up to?
I was gonna say, who doesn't have that?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, so what the fuck? Like, you never find out why he's putting bolts and shit in his forearm ever.
No, it's all for a big reveal at the end. I mean, even when you see him finally see Fred Ward's arm with the scars on it, he's the whole movie, he's told, "Oh, you just made that up. It's all in your head." And then he finally sees it, and you see the look on his face, like, "Ooh, I was right." It's just dude,
what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, I still don't know what the hell I watched, but
yeah. It's sad too. I'm gonna transition just a little bit back to, because I don't want to forget about it, because in looking about the first three movies, before we get to the fourth movie, because the fourth movie starts getting into Native American culture. The first three movies, I started to do research on the Crow itself and trying to find a mythology to it. I mean, crows show up in a lot of different things. A lot of you Viking fans out there, Ragnar Lothbrok, his banner had crows on it.
Yeah, he did, because he's a badass.
That's right. I mean, crows were not seen as these evil figures. Most of the time, they're seen as bringers of knowledge and wisdom. The closest thing that I could find was a Celtic goddess. Her name was Morrigan. She fell in love with a warrior, and he rejected her. And typically anybody rejects a god, let alone a goddess. It doesn't go well for him. She was the goddess of war and death, and she would appear as a crow to those who would die on the battlefield. But she did extract vengeance on this man who rejected her, and it's kind of a beautiful story, just simply because the Morrigan is associated with one individual, but then she had two sisters. They're known as the Fury. I mean, it's like this is going back to what we were talking earlier about the sequels, of where make the Crow a girl.
Yeah,
why not? I mean,
yeah.
Look, as angry as I could get, or as pissed off as I could get, man, you see a woman get upset, it's like most men will be like, "Hey, you're in charge. Go for it."
Yeah.
That's why when they're redoing the new Crow movie, it's like you're in the right time period to make the sequel that Crow fans were expecting.
Yeah.
We were expecting that next step, and we just got into that third movie, and it was a few years after The Fugitive was made, and that's what we got.
Well, dude, I think even had they, if the second one would have at least distanced itself, and one way they could have done that, like we talked about, was making the Crow a female.
Yep.
Sarah would have been a great choice. I still say that, man. I think the third would have been more well received. Not the Salvation, but I think it would have given them, like, they could have went back to the Brandon Lee look if that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
And, it would have given them at least a buffer.
Yeah, that would have been the time to do it too. I mean, you go for the second one with Sarah becoming the Crow. I mean, think about how intense that would have been.
Yeah.
And then in the third movie, then you could have transitioned back to the male figure, because maybe possibly they thought that was their audience.
Yeah.
I saw some of the ladies' comments about Brandon Lee himself. I mean, you think about Vincent Perez is a French actor in the second movie. Then you have Eric, I think Mabius. I can't pronounce.
Yeah, Eric Mabius. Yeah.
I mean, what they should have gone if they were trying to pull in the female audience is, give them something to watch. Give them something that, hey, when this guy takes his shirt off, the other guy that they're sitting next to in the theater is going to feel really uncomfortable, like he needs to go work out.
Yeah.
I mean,
shit, dude, they could have done the same thing with a chick, because, like, look at how many slasher movies give us boobies. We know that's for us. Come on. But I mean, dude, check it out, man. Could you picture a female Crow and, like, the hot ass goth chick we would have got to, carry the flag for that, man? Like,
yeah,
we would have had our own Brandon Lee, man. Now I'm feeling slighted in the chat is what I'm saying. I'm jealous, damn it. I'm jealous of you. I'm never having you on here again, Crow. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. It's like everyone assumes that geeks are like these uptight males who have no idea. It's like, come here, look, we love Mila, we love Underworld. Yeah. I mean,
but
women can be heroes in anything, man.
I'm saying though, man, like these people, like I see this, man, like Christina Perez, Lindsay says she liked and subscribed, and goddamn it, I know it's all for you. And then next week when I come on here and I don't have the Crow as special guest, I'm fucked. They're going to be like,
you can be the Crow next week. We'll talk about the TV show.
I'll be like, yeah. I'll be like Fat Crow. I'll get on here and I'll just have a beer.
Don't forget, I am sucking in.
Yeah. Well, that is, there you go. But yeah, man. Oh God, get out of here, Briggs. If that's what you really latched onto from all that.
Oh, wait, where's Briggs?
He's like, Briggs, the Diabolical Doctor is like, yep, the Crow franchise just needed more sex appeal to save it.
Yeah,
that's what was the goddamn Briggs. Thanks for jumping on the bandwagon here with us, brother. Yeah, Jonas, what about that drink, baby?
Yeah, I'm out of my drink. I need a refill.
No.
I have to cut your stream short just for myself.
Somebody get the Crow a drink here, man. Jeez. But man, see, thank you, Dragon Blues. Oh man, Fly Tractor, I'm not even gonna touch that shit. There you go. Fly Tractor wants their chest hair money back. Screw you, Briggs.
No, Fly Tractor has a good point. Guy's a scumbag.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to touch it, but...
Yeah, we touched that and Scream. Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, yeah, man, and Thomas Campbell, welcome to the stream, brother, man. New face in here. Crows are pretty, and, hey, man, I like them. They're definitely smart. They, Briggs is going to be the Crow on next week's episode to save us, man.
With the chest hair, too. You got to do that, man.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Briggs is going to swoop in and save us with that fishnet.
I love it.
That fishnet shirt, man. But dude,
so do you want to transition to the fourth movie? We are at an hour.
Let's transition to the fourth movie here, man. That's exactly where I was headed.
And it's over.
Yeah. Fuck the fourth movie. Well, no, okay, man.
Yep.
So the fourth movie, we get the all-star cast. Let's see, we get Edward Furlong, David Boreanaz, Tara Reid, Tito Ortiz, Emmanuel Shrieky, and Danny Trejo. Oh my God, and Dennis Hopper. So we get some horror. Yeah, we get some horror alumni in there. And for those of y'all wondering, Emmanuel Shrieky was in the Wrong Turn film. Dennis Hopper is Texas Chainsaw 2. Danny Trejo's in every damn thing. And I think everybody else pretty much knows. But, dude,
we were talking about guys without their shirts on. Danny Trejo was not that guy. They did it at the end of the movie.
Oh, my God, Danny. Keep the shirt on, brother, man. You too, he's not what he once was. But, dude, I mean, boobies flapping everywhere.
Yep.
When Danny did his little dance.
He did not do the Hopi crow mother any justice with that crow dance at the end, no doubt.
So, man, this one follows, we get Edward Furlong as the Crow in this one. And this one follows him. Of course, he's the biggest star. And so the girl he's going to marry is murdered by like an acquaintance of his that he met while he was serving a prison stint.
Yeah.
And this dude murders him and the girl he was going to ask to marry.
Yeah.
To marry him, and he comes back a couple hours later, and havoc ensues while David Boreanaz, who is our main bad guy, is trying to raise the devil. Or invoke what the fuck ever David Boreanaz was trying to do. He had Super Boreanaz is what we'll call him, because he does fly at one point in the movie, as does Edward Furlong.
Because why not? I mean, it's just what needed to happen.
Oh my God, dude! So among the superpowers David Boreanaz gets, he gets super speed, They cut that shit like the Flash television show or something. He practically teleports, and they add a speed sound effect to it.
Yeah.
But also, man, he gets this sadistic sense of humor in a demonic voice. Ooh, Daddy's gonna get him some tonight.
Yeah, he tries to go all crazy with it. It's just like, they tried to throw in the... I don't know how the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse fit in with Native American culture, and...
Oh, my God, you had to bring them motherfuckers up. I forgot about them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so you get... The other henchmen, or bad guys, whatever the hell you want to call them, part of David Boreanaz's super gang, is you get, like, pestilence, war, and famine, and one of whom is played by MMA UFC legend Tito Ortiz.
Of course. Had to be there.
Which tells us kind of everything we need to know, man. But this movie was like, goddamn how offensive this movie was watching it. Like, they have Tito Ortiz, who, I've seen him fight. I've seen his interviews. I've heard they got him on there like, hey, how you like this, Holmes? Hey,
well, that's why I told you at the beginning of this. It's because you made me do this. I had to watch 3 and 4 again. I died and have come back to avenge everyone who's died from watching those movies. Because I'm sure there's people that have just fallen over during 3 and 4 and just been like, I can't do it anymore. I've got to end it all. Oh
my God, dude! Please, just that's what you should. That's what your superpower should be. Kind of like Jay and Silent Bob, man, when they got the money to finally travel the world and kick people's asses. Like, anytime fucking wicked prayer, because somebody slides that into a DVD player, you should just show up and kill them.
Oh, it's like, what does Jay say to somebody? Come on, fat ass, we got this.
Like, just show up and kill them, man. Put them out of their misery before...
No doubt, man.
I don't know what the hell to even say about this piece of shit movie, because, nothing in it is worth a damn. Like, it's God damn, you talk about a music video. This thing is edited worse than, like, a 1980s Morbid Angel music video.
No, it's terrible, too. I tried to actually research Native American culture and crows and the way that they thought of them. The Hopi Indians, like I think I mentioned earlier, have the Crow Mother, but it dealt with initiation rites, and crows were also viewed as deliverers of knowledge. I didn't see anything of it's nothing linking that that sadness that you have from the first movie of where sometime a soul is so sad, the crow that was meant to bring them to the land of the dead actually turns around and goes, no, it returns them back to life so they can avenge the wrongs that were done to them. And there's just nothing in that. It's like they tried to, do the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, Native American stuff. Yeah. They just kind of are so lazy about it. Like, hey, we're going to put this direct to DVD and some teenagers are going to buy it.
Dude, it was so lazy. It was appalling. You would have basic shit. Like, somebody would get shot and there'd be no bullet hole. And then in the next scene, there's a bullet hole there. Or, Tara Reid's character, steals Emmanuel Shrieky's eyes. And, you don't ever you do not see they just cover Emmanuel's face with her hair and just add blood.
Before I forget, tell me for a different podcast, we'll talk about her sister and one of my buddies.
Oh God. Oh shit.
Maybe it'll be a phone call that won't be
you have to we'll for that podcast you have to be a member, separate, members only. This is the equivalent of the free trial, but if you want the story, you have to become a member only to get the Tara Reid sister story.
Yeah, the unedited version, or when I ran into David Borealis at the Kings Stadium at Staples Center.
Oh,
Dude's
my God.
Tall, by the way, he's really tall.
Shit. Damn, okay. Yeah, man, so... Yeah, dude, and they did things like her eyes were supposed to change colors because she just stole that girl's eyes, and they fucking didn't, and they kept mentioning on Emmanuel Shrieky had these beautiful blue eyes. She had fucking brown eyes until just lazy stuff like that, man. This movie was absolute trash. I see people commenting on. Edward Furlong, one of the highlights is when he puts on the Crow makeup with a Sharpie.
I'll be honest, I did not use a Sharpie for tonight. Thank you.
Oh my God, yes. Oh yeah, dude, that's it. The Crow. We're going to set up the Crow OnlyFans. Yeah.
And Edward Furlong became the Crow in an actual trash dump. Yeah, what's really weird is they're told to go burn the bodies, but then they put them into a refrigerator and then light, like, I guess the little pond they push them in, or a trash dump area, and they light that on fire. It's like, what? I don't understand.
Man, let me tell you, dude. And man, like, he steals his future fiance's body twice. Do you remember that shit? Like, he stole her body twice. In the movie.
Once wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's like, you weird son of a bitch, Edward I mean, good God.
Yeah.
That movie didn't buy enough cocaine for him. I don't know what the fuck they gave him, but...
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, for me, I watched it. The fourth movie, actually, for the first... I tried to watch it about a month or two ago. I couldn't get through it. For you, I watched it.
Yeah, for me, baby. Yeah.
Now that's why
the
so
Crow works
now.
for Steve. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, I look at it and I go, like, they just got lazy. They just gave up.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did.
They just threw it all together. Like, we'll have a bunch of character actors show up and, hope that something happens. But I'd love to start talking about the reboot. I saw some people making comments about it. I think, I want people to pay attention to like the goodness of the first movie and like reflecting on that it's 2022 and what are you going to parallel 2022 off of 1994?
Well, man, like, okay, so the only things we know about the Crow reboot so far is that, number one, they tried to do the same shit like 3 years ago, and like they were adamant about it. I remember seeing news everywhere that Jason Momoa, A.K.A. Roman Reigns, was going to be the damn Crow.
It's not the same guy.
It's the same fucking guy. That son of a bitch ain't fooling me. Like, Roman Reigns is running around with an alter ego of Jason Momoa getting in these damn movies. Like, he ain't fooling me. But I'm telling you, dude, so they had that going on there for a while in like 2019, and then it just died off. You didn't hear shit else about it. And now there's going to be a new Crow reboot, apparently. And it is going to be a remake. Like, it's going to follow the story of Eric Draven.
Correct.
And Bill Skarsgard and fucking DJ Zitkus or somebody, I can't remember her name for the life. Like, I don't even know if I could pronounce it. Yeah. I have no idea who the hell it is the female in it. I don't know. And her character isn't listed. So, no idea. Maybe Shelley, if I had to guess, or something. But Bill Skarsgard, man, and I don't have a lot of experience with Skarsgard other than the It remake, in which didn't impress me. The movie aside, I mean, I'm talking about Skarsgard himself as an actor, because he played the role of a fucking CGI clown.
Maybe that's why they went with it. A throwback to the first movie. Are you supposed to be a clown or something? It's.
But I'm saying, like, he didn't have. I mean, he was mostly CGI in that damn movie, so it's like not much as far as acting chops go for me. Like,
I don't know, ladies. Do we find that guy attractive?
Oh, I'm sure they do. His last name is Skarsgård. Like, I've seen that damn name everywhere.
Oh, with the Vikings TV show?
Yeah, people love them women love them Skarsgårds, damn it.
Yeah.
Except for Christina Perez. I'm saying Christina, though, is in love with you, Crow.
Oh,
yeah,
I love it.
Christina's all up in here, buddy. She's like, oh my God, I love you. You're so hot. There's a picture of you on my underwears.
Yeah.
But Yeah, see? I'm
Thanks.
telling you. Oh my God, we're gonna. Oh man.
Yeah, thank you.
We're fighting over the crow in this bad
there we
boy.
go. Missy JoJo's like, nope.
Yeah, Missy Jo's gonna get in this bitch. He gonna hit the Christy Perez off the top rope with an elbow drop, baby.
Well, let's do this. Let's solve the puzzle for the Crow remake. What do they need to do?
Man,
what do they need to do? For me, it's got to be the music. I mean, that was missing in the third and fourth movie for me. Huge. I mean, they need to hit on this soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hit. Well, I mean, but also, like, I want to see them give us something new. So that way, because like I commented in the beginning, like the awesome thing is about the comic book and the film is like, I'm not like, oh man, the film fucking, disrespectful to the... No, I'm glad I have both. So with a remake, man, I want to be glad that I have the original. I want to be glad I have the comic, and I want to be glad I have the remake. So I want it to bring me not something I've already seen with people who think they're smarter than the original filmmakers, or people who think, oh, well, we got Skarsgard, he's going to outdo Brandon Lee. Like, give me something fucking different. I don't want it to be a competition. I don't want it to be the same thing. Give me something different. Bring something new to the table. Yeah, you got to have the soundtrack. I want an atmosphere to it. I think The Crow has a lot of atmosphere. But other than
wait,
that,
I see some apology going on here. No, keep fighting. I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I tried to inspire a wrestling match here, but...
Yeah, I saw that. That's cute. No, but I mean, think about it this way. I agree with you completely. Don't try and do a Brandon Lee movie.
Yeah,
do
not, man. I mean, the basic elements that I like in a film, man. Atmosphere, good music. Give me a good score. But man, dude, the writing. This cannot be a cash in. I don't want a fucking message that at least. But man, your writing has to be on point, because the original Crow film was such a passion project.
And that's what it needs to do. It needs to avoid politics. It needs to avoid what's going on currently in the world, because the message of The Crow doesn't change. It has to deal with real people and taking somebody who's a regular person, a good person, and then that they have a deep love of someone. It could be their wife, it could be their child, and it's torn away from them from bad people, by bad people.
And that's it, man. It doesn't need a huge... It really is. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes bad things happen to bad people, and sometimes bad things happen to good people. But the point is, it happens. Yeah. And I think that's what we need, man. And just give me something that's not the same. It didn't work with City of Angels. It's not going to work in 2022. I hope it's not a thing where they're like, well, we do know where, Weinstein is in jail now. So all these properties are getting, bought up again and milked. But I'm just hoping, dude, that it's not one of those things where I don't know how to word it. I kind of went blank there. Like,
I kind of get what you're going with. You don't want it to be a reflection and be a divisive movie. I mean,
I don't.
Skarsgard's going to need to have to be able to deliver a full spectrum. He's going to have to be fully in love with somebody, and he's going to have to be fully enraged and angry and vengeful and terrifying.
Well,
I mean that if you focus on that instead of what's going on in the world right now, it's divisive. Everybody can relate to losing something.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping it's not one of those things, man, where they're like, well, fuck it, dude. It's been 25 years and maybe everyone's forgot. So we can just push, because it is clearly a cash in.
Sure.
You know, just like the new Scream, Weinstein's gone, let's milk these properties. So I just hope it's not that. Like, let's hope everyone forgot and now we can prey on a new audience.
Well, I think the thing that they can probably do that's a positive of that is, you know, there's an audience where they haven't seen The Crow.
Yeah.
That, you know, I mean, it's, you know, it's going to be almost 30 years ago. I mean, wow. Yeah. It's just, there's a lot of movies out there people haven't seen.
And I'm with I'm with Christina Perez here. She's like, I feel bad for him because the fans are going to tear him apart. And that's maybe not as much as you would think, but like, so picture this. Imagine if they did a Dark Knight remake and tried to replace Heath Ledger right now. Oof. What the fuck would happen?
I mean, they avoided that big time in the Batman 2022. I saw the comment there about that. I mean, they had, you know, the Joker show up at the end, and even then you didn't see a direct picture of him. I mean, they were very mindful to not go there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I don't know, dude. I don't, you know, but we could just be wasting our damn time and your time out there, man, for everybody who's watching, because hell, the one in 2019 didn't come to fruition, so...
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
I mean, I think that audiences, you know, I mean, thinking about the positives of The Crow today, with how focused people are on a variety of different subjects that have nothing to do with what's most important with the people that are around you that you imagine that they're gone.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good time to remind them. Maybe that you could tell the story today to say, you know what, you get caught up in all these things, all these, you know, we've had a lot of 80s messaging come back about possessions and money and everything like that. Maybe it's a good time. Maybe it is the right time to bring it back. Maybe it's, you know, I thought that during 2001 when the stock market crashed. Man, when I was traveling around, you started having people open doors again for you and holding, you know, and helping you. It happened again in 2008, 2009 during the downturn. People helping each other again, realizing that it's not about the things you own or the play, you know, like your stature and whatever career you have. It's about everybody else. It's about that, you know, we're all people and we all have things that we value. So let's help each other, you know? Yeah.
Well, dude, here's a hypothetical question I was going to ask you, and the Fly Tractor kind of, you know, we must have been linked through the interweb because they said it for me, man. Yeah. They said, I almost wish they would do a kick-ass animation for The Crow instead of live action. And that is seriously what I was about to ask you. I was going to say, man, do you think a live or, you know, an animation film would work for the story of The Crow?
So for that, hold on one second. I'll just send you a quick message.
Okay.
So with that, I mean, they thought about doing the original movie in all black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Could they do it as an animated, total kick-ass thing? Why not? Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? You know, it's like what's the mode you want to deliver this message? Because it's not about, at least for me, it's not about delivering the money for it. For the studio, will be whoever bought the rights to this Weinstein project. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean,
dude, so, we're having technical difficulties again with The Crow. Oh my goodness. Dude, and just as quickly as he comes, he goes just like, son of a bitch never uses the front door. I don't know what the freak's up with that, man. But, yeah, so we have whittled down. We went 24 minutes over the projected time of this project, this podcast here, man, and I would just like to thank all of y'all for coming in. If there are any last comments or questions, we will get to them. The Crow may be in, may be out, who knows? Who knows what's up with that cat? But, you know, if there's any comments or questions right now, I, or myself and the Crow, maybe, will take them. So let's see here. Missy Jojo says, I want an R-rated movie. Oh, man. Could you imagine a Crow film as dark as the comic or something like that, that would be insane. I mean, that an R rating would definitely allow them to. Some of the stuff, I mean, in the comic gets really dark, especially with Fun Boy and some of the stuff he does to Shelley. It's insane. The Diabolical Doctor says, I thought the implication was that Fred Ward was putting the bars through his skin for every person he killed. Who knows? I mean, who knows? That could be who knows, though, man? I mean, when you have to question that shit, and when you build it up as being a thing, like in your movie, and you don't give us, I mean, why was he that freaky? What the hell was he doing? Why did he have a little torture chamber? What was going on? We never figured out. And then, you know, he had like a sexy henchwoman with him. It was insane. Oh my, what was that noise? What is going on here, man? What? God damn, just like that, man. Never using the damn front door. Son
Surprise.
of a bitch. Oh my God, dude. So I was addressing some comments here before we hop off because we went 26 minutes over the our runtime.
I want to. This question has come up twice. So, who did Steven play exactly? So, if you were in The Crow, who would you have been playing?
Oh my God, dude! Who the hell would I have played? I don't think they had any rednecks in them. Yeah. Fuck. I guess. Huh. Screw
Come on,
it,
Dragon
man.
Blues. You could have answered that a little bit sillier. That was funny, though. He's the host of the channel.
Yeah,
he is the sexy host of the channel.
Ooh. Who would I play? Okay, Christina. Shit, man. Well, top dollar. Not to spoil your wedding plans, my old friend, but if it's any consolation, you have put a smile on my face.
There it is.
So,
yeah. Do it.
But, yeah, man. Yeah. Top dollar for sure. I'd have been beating Pete. And that's how fucking cool the original Crow is. I did want to comment on that, man. Your main bad dude, Top Dollar, uses a fucking sword, and it's not lame.
Yeah.
Or cheesy, dude. That's so wicked.
He shows up, what is it? Three Musketeers. He plays Rochefort.
He's in Robin Hood. Prince of Thieves.
In Robin Hood as well. Yeah, Prince of Thieves. Yeah. He should have been in more, man. Just with that voice alone, you would have thought he would have gotten more jobs. But no, he shows up in like Alien Resurrection. He's one of the first guys to die. It's like, come on, man.
Oh, I wish we had a girl on here, man, so they could do the "I like the pretty lights" line for us.
Yeah.
Well, Top Dollar's sister, A.K.A. woman.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, fans. Any last minute questions, comments? Because we are about to get the heck on out of here.
I need a refill.
And yeah, I want to know what y'all thought of tonight's podcast. You know, I'm trying some different stuff. As you can see, it's a little more graphically intense. I've actually taken time to. Oh, there's the drink.
Empty.
Yeah.
It's a good thing though that it's empty.
Yeah, man, but I've taken the time to make some graphics here, make some improvements. I just want to see what y'all think. If there's anything we should do differently, any suggestions for going forward, or even any topic ideas, man. Like, thank you, Briggs. I just finished making that shit today. Man, and even gave us some little name tags too, dude. Thank you.
Jonas, we're gonna have to, hook up sometime just to have drinks, man. I love we got to do refills, man.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Jonas, I've been trying to get this guy to come in and see me for a while. We're gonna have to get that drink in person.
Yeah.
Jonas is from Texas, though. He's gonna watch me get wild. I'm gonna mess up and get tequila. I get hyper on tequila. It'll be game over, Jonas.
Nice.
Diabolical. Get the fuck out of here, man. Best crawling hand movies. Good God.
There's so many.
Oh, man. Yeah, Dragon Blues. Yeah, the new podcast is awesome. You and your guests are doing a great job. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man! I'm telling you, dude. I just keep upping the intensity with these. I found a niche and I'm carving it out, man. I'm just going to get the sexiest guests that I can and watch them propel me to the top. We had Briggs showing off the chesticles Thursday night. Now we got the Crow over here. Oh my God!
Yeah, just wait till I show back up for the Rocky Horror remake.
Oh, good God. I don't even want to know who the hell you'd be on that. Like,
oh, come on, man. I'd be Frankenfurter.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look, I Missy JoJo. Thanks.
Yep, Rocky Horror Picture Show, baby.
Well, she wishes.
Are you going to wear the fucking nightie or whatever the hell he's wearing? Like,
depends on if anybody keeps my drink full.
Yeah. Oh, man. Briggs says he'll wear a turtleneck in the next stream if somebody buys a platinum subscription.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, shit.
Well, thanks, everybody. It was awesome. I appreciate your support, guys. Much.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Crow. I mean, I had to pull some strings with the big man to get you on here to let you come back to this world for a moment, but
I do have to go extract some vengeance right now.
Yeah, you do. All right, man. Hey, thanks for being on, dude. And thank every single one of you for coming in. It was nice talking to all of you. Great to see some new faces in here. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I gotta say it. I mean, come on, I'm a YouTuber. Hit that like and subscribe button, baby. Bang it out. And thank y'all, man. Until next time, my friends, look horror.
Listen horror.
Yeah, talk horror.